Talking about a Kentucky-based feature film, A Place Called Home. We've got the writer and director here, Kiel Thorlton, who's also a Kentucky native. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's nice to be, in the home state.
I love it. Okay, tell us more about the film, its plot, and just how you kind of came up with the idea.
Sure. For me, it's almost like a love story between a father and his daughters.
Yeah.
So it's a high school dropout. His wife's pregnant with their next child. They're living paycheck to paycheck, and his wife dies in childbirth, and now he has to raise a newborn baby and his 7-year-old daughter by himself with really no support system. There's no way to really watch the baby. He has to take time off work, and those bills, they pile on top of each other, and he has to figure out not only how to provide for his family, physically, money, but also emotionally dealing with grief and moving on through a big loss in their family.
What made you tackle this particular topic?
It's a great question. It ended up becoming really macabre going through it. So sometimes you hear people tell writers, write what you know, and I think we take that too far and we go, oh, my life's a story, let me just write this. But I wanted to write something that I felt like I really knew, which was the South and being a father. And so I started writing this really shortly after my second daughter was born.
Wow.
And so, but it became this really horrible experience of just, oh my gosh, what would I do if I lost my spouse? What would I do if I had to raise these children? So I'd work all day, and then I'd write all night, and then I'd just go and hug my wife for 15, 20 minutes and just be like, I'm so glad you're still here.
It's emotional, I bet.
Yeah.
How does it feel, though, for you to come back to Kentucky to be able to film this first feature film for you?
It's really great. Kentucky is where I figured out that this is what I wanted to do.
Okay.
When I was in middle school, it was really interesting. One of the scenes in the movie I got to shoot in the middle school that I went to, which was really cool because we had our whole camera set up, our whole camera team, G&E, right next to the room where I remember we got internet for the first time, and I was able to, go through and look at stuff and go, oh man, I think I want to make movies. So it was really cool. I really always wanted to come back and make sure that my first one was in Kentucky and hopefully others in Kentucky as well.
And most of it's in Logan County, or all of it, right?
99.9% of it, except for one shot in Virginia Beach.
Okay. I love that. What's been the response so far? Just kind of curious.
It's been great. We went through the festival circuit. Now it's out on demand to stream and to rent. It's been great. We've had a lot of people that finished watching the film with a significant other, and then they're all of a sudden having these conversations. What would you do? Oh, if I lost, what's the plan? Which has been really interesting to hear the people maybe have the conversation for the first time.
Sure.
What would I do if I lost you? What's the plan of attack? And then just realizing that really most of us are 1 to 2, terrible disasters away from really having to live in poverty and figure out what to do and where to go from there. But it's been great. Everyone's loved it. So, so far so good.
Good. I just want to hear you talk about the process from where, you kind of started to where things have gone now.
Sure. So I started writing it while I was in film school and while I was working full time.
Okay.
So my day was, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. writing in the evenings. But I wanted to make sure I left my MFA with a project that I could make regardless if we got funding or not.
Sure.
So as soon as I graduated, we started doing pitches to a lot of different investors, ended up getting some Kentucky investors that said, yes, we'd love to come alongside you and do this process. And once that happened, that started a big snowball of getting the Screen Actors Guild involved, flying to LA, flying to Atlanta, bringing all these other people together, using the context that we had of people on the East Coast that wanted to be in specific key positions, and just snowballing that into the summer, and casting some really great people like Ben Gavin out of Los Angeles, and then bringing all these East Coast and West Coast professionals to rural Kentucky and dropping them in the middle of this, nowhere city, which was awesome to be in my hometown, but they walked down to the coffee shop and went to Piggly Wiggly, and it was kind of this little bit of surreal experience for them.
I bet.
Yeah.
If people are watching, this is available now. Where can they check it out?
Yeah, you can watch it on Amazon, Apple TV, Vudu, a lot of satellites. Anywhere you find movies, you can buy the DVD at Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Best Buy, all that stuff.
All right. Well, I hope folks check it out. It sounds just incredible. We are so thankful that you had the time to stop by and chat with us.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time with me. I appreciate it.